All right, let's get them. I'm going to pull it up. Hi, Cappy. Love your show. I love listening to it when I'm at the gym or doing work. I know how much you like long requests. I'll keep it short. A few years ago, I used to work at a tutoring place where parents send their kids in order to become depressed overachievers. Bravo, sir. Graduated with a legit degree and a bad GPA. I needed to get money because of the job search at the time was bad. Who's going to hire a depressed college grad with a 2.3 GPA? That's a shit GPA even for engineering. Don't all your liberal arts classes like practically give you a 4.0 if you got a pulse? And then like you could get C's so then you come out with a B average. Struggling with the job, got into a beef with one of the teachers. I don't want to give the details because we don't want to get you in trouble. Even though this was years ago. I want you to read my letter of termination to show you, keeping names anonymous, of course. There's no place to attach your extended following. I don't care if I have to pay you for this one or not, but this was 5 years ago, and since then my life has improved drastically because I stopped doing what society tells men to do. There you go. Namely, that is make other people happy at the cost of your own happiness. There you go. I've completely switched career paths to something more physical, mentally demanding. I won't mention what. I want this letter to be read because when I found it, I busted out laughing at the seriousness of the tone. Oh, yeah. Especially at a part-time job where you're basically tutoring kids. Like getting fired from McDonald's, like, dude, you don't pay shit. Okay, just shut up. Just shut up. Remember, even before I worked for a bank, they said, they gave me a job offer, but then they called, well, we noticed you weren't smiling. And I just said, shut up. I'm not interested in your job anymore. Like, go act like a monkey somewhere else. I want this letter to be read, but I bust out laughing. In my new profession, we have a twisted sense of humor and relentlessly make fun of other people and each other, so this was fun to read. I also want people to understand just how useless some people are in this world, like HR, and that no matter how dark the tunnel is, there's light at the end of it. You just have to walk every painful step to get there. And HR is a joke. Most jobs are jokes. Most jobs don't last long. Most companies don't last long. Most companies will go bankrupt because they're mismanaged. You are usually under the employ of an incompetent person. I'm not saying that out of opinion. I'm saying that because pretty much every company I worked for either got bailed out or went out of business. And that's pretty much every company. So it's just, oh my God, HR. The world's most, it's not that they're worthless. There's a lot of worthless people in the world. It's that they, for whatever reason, businesses decide to put them into a position of power to like filter employees. It's like, get the 23-year-old suburbanite princess who has no real world working experience, has a bullshit made up work degree, can't do basic math, get her the F out of here. Now, you have to talk to HR. No, I don't. You have to go and sit through diversity and sensitivity training. No, I actually don't. I really don't. You could fire me and I'll have a wrongful termination suit shoved right up your ass. Because that's what they're doing that for. So if they ever have a wrongful termination suit, see what we did, see? So give it right back to him. All right, let's go find his his termination letter. How long is it? Did they blather on? This is scanned in. Okay. You started your training at this date to become a teacher. I've never even heard of this place. The training staff noted concerns with your progression in the training program. The training program. Oh my God. You're teaching little kids math. There's a program. Oh my God. These academics that think everything has to be codified and turned into a process and analyzed and get a program. The ability successfully teaching in the classroom. I discussed this matter with you on the week of this. You were provided additional training with another woman. Program manager. As a result, you were cleared to teach independently and following. On that night, your first couple of classes went well, but then you struggled with effectively managing low grade, not low quality. I mean a low grade elementary school, low elementary school level math and English students. We discussed this matter after class, and then you showed improvement following 2 weeks. You're talking division. You're talking the multiplication tables, like at this level, at this grade level. And I love how they think that they have a formula and algorithm. Like, yeah, here's your flashcards, kid. 8 times 9. Something as simple as tutoring little children, and these are little children, about basic math. And this is, we have a program manager. No, we're so serious. We have processes and procedures. I have a rubric. We have a rubric. Here's your syllabus. You know, in the olden days, like there was one school lady who could teach kindergarten through, 16 years old? And the kids would help the other. When you have kids teaching the kids a little bit younger than them, that's all you need. We don't need teachers. However, during your classes on this date, I overheard you made comments regarding another teacher. Well, because the kids were asking you about it. The first comment was to the effect that Miss So-and-so is mean during a 4th grade class, and then during the 3rd grade class, the comments were more extensive. I did not hear what prompted the discussion, but I heard you say Miss So-and-so is a terrible teacher, which led to more discussion between you and the students about another teacher who the students know. Based on my level of concern, I end up sitting in the remainder of your class to closely monitor your interactions with the students. You got in trouble with the principal. This reminds me when I substitute taught, ever so briefly for a year. And honest to God, like these teachers, these professional teachers are so, it's not that they're full of themselves. They are misled to think that teaching is a science or something way more complicated and regimented than it has to be. And perfect, let me show you. I know you didn't ask about this, but let me show you. For example, the kid that got in trouble at school for chewing the Pop-Tart in the shape of a gun, or kids doing patow, 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 making gun signs with their fingers. No, 0 tolerance. Well, what's the principal there for then? Or the teachers themselves. Aren't you there as an older, wiser adult to judge and discern? Because if we're just going to have policies, well, then you just eliminate the principals and the teachers. You just have robots. Did Jimmy do X, Y, and Z? And then you have enforcers. So maybe like school security, that's about it. You break the rules, you get punished. But if there's no judgment, okay, did little Jimmy really start the fight? Okay, little Amy, did you see little Bobby punch little Jimmy? You did? How many else saw that? Oh, you all did? Bobby, shut the hell up. You're under suspension. Jimmy, I'm sorry I wasted your time. You get going. All kids getting in fights get in trouble. We don't care who starts it. Well, then why are you there? Why are you as a teacher? See, teachers they have studies. They have academic studies made by people. It's even worse than teachers. They study being teachers but never become teachers themselves. They get doctorates in education. A doctorate in education. A doctorate, my funny is, a doctorate in early childhood education. Like, holy cow, you went to school for 8 years on how to teach basic addition. How to teach the ABCs. Like, how dumb and lazy are you? And you see this here. I set up this little thing. I want to look her up, although she's got a common name. She's a nobody now, still. I mean, guys, get over yourself in education. It's not a profession. It's not a science. It's not a study. It's not an academic discipline. You basically teach little kids, and maybe big kids, right? And you discipline them, make sure they don't get all in line. When I was, to get to the point, I ended up in the principal's. I ended up in the principal's office more as a substitute teacher than I did a kid. And it's because one time this kid was kind of goofing around, but it wasn't like I don't send him to the principal's office. Kid, he didn't deserve that. And I'm do 100 push-ups. What? I said do 100 push-ups, and it worked. Rumors. Oh, the substitute teacher make you do get called into the principal. I heard you made a kid do 100 push-ups. Yeah. Well, that's highly unorthodox. I don't know. If they are trouble, you send them down. I'm like, you're supposed to sit here like this is a teacher and just like do nothing to discipline. And it's just like, yeah, you know what? Just go fuck yourselves. Okay, I'm sure you had a study done. Some academic fuck in academia who was getting their master's in education did a study on forcing kids to do. We have a study here written by Anthony something hyphenated named Soy Boy, and he said he found out that there was a correlation between poor boys that had to do push-ups. Oh, you teachers are. I'm being. Listen, I'm not. It's not because I'm politically against you. I'm just like you guys are worthless. You're really fucking worthless. You teachers are a joke. You can be replaced by YouTube. You are being replaced by YouTube. You don't think your kids actually learn from you, do you? At the end of the night, once the students left, I asked you to do about this, and you admit to making these comments. Good. Well, you did apologize. The damage was already done. You never apologized. You never apologized. I know you're younger. As a substance phone, this behavior is unprofessional, totally unacceptable in a classroom with children. Students look to their teachers for learning. No, they don't. They view you as tyrants. They view you as another adult. I mean, this is tutoring. This is, oh, my parents don't love me enough. They're going to ship me off to a place for 9 hours a day with the bus ride, 10 probably. And then they're going to ship me off here because they really don't love me and put me in front of people that, it's just babysitting. That's especially daycare. Guarantee you daycare. Students look to their teachers as a tyrant Gestapo agent keeping them in prison. Therefore, we cannot further expose them as someone who is unable to meet this standard. As a result of a significant performance violation, your employment has been effectively terminated on this date. Human Resources Manager. Well, I'm glad she's doing. Hang on. Let me look her up. It's a long shot. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. No, that's not her, but it's equally worthless. Look. What's the end life of an HR lady like? What do you do? What'd you do? I was a professional bitch for 30 years, and I was miserable while I made others miserable. Well, that's great. Fred Freeman saw $2. Another one for Atham. You gave me good advice for my August resignation. Good. I'm glad you resigned. And here's a super sticker from HS. I can't see the super sticker, but that's all right. And there we go. Oh, Fred Freeman Sawell. I hereby resign my position 9/11/2020. Fred. Good. Glad that happened. All right. I'm out of here. See you kids later. Toodles.